Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dan from DHTV, and today I'm going to be showing you a full tutorial on how to use the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus camera. Now, if you've missed any of my previous videos on the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, there is a link in the description down below, so you can click that and check out the full series. Also, there's a link in the description to this case, because I know a lot of people will ask me as this video goes on. So if you want to check out the case that I'm using, that'll be in the description as well. Anyway, let's get started with the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus camera tutorial. So to kick things off, we're going to go through the basics. Now, if you already know the basics to how to use the camera as well as the basic features, then you can go ahead and skip ahead. The time frame is right there and you can get the more advanced and newer features and check them out. So for the basics, how you would turn on and open up the camera app. From the lock screen here, you have a camera icon. You can just swipe upwards and it'll open up the camera app for you. You can also unlock your device and then use the camera app itself. And this gives you full access to all your photos as well if you tap down there. So this is pretty much how to turn it on and activate the camera app. Once you open up the camera app, there are a bunch of different features that you can access, and the main features are the type of photo or video you want to take. So by default, it sets it to the photo section, which is a standard photo, but you can swipe to the right and take a square photo, and swipe again to the right to take a panoramic photo. Now, if we move to the left side here, we have our standard video. We have our slow motion video, and we have a new time-lapse feature, which allows us to take time-lapse video. Now, from the standard photo section here and many other of these sections, you'll notice that there are features above. Now, we have an auto section here, which is basically the flash. So if you want to turn the flash on, you can select on. If you want it to be off, you can select off, or you can let the iPhone decide when the camera uses the flash and set it to auto. The next setting is HDR, and this is supposed to make your pictures better depending on the setting. And if you don't know what that is, you can research what HDR does and decide if the setting is right for you or if you want the iPhone to just automatically set it. So you've got your auto on and off features just like the flash. The next setting is a simple timer. So just like with digital cameras, if you want to set a timer so you can get adjusted and get everybody set up in the photo, you have a 3-second and 10-second timer that it'll give you before it takes the picture. And the last feature up top is the reverse camera, so you can switch from the front-facing camera to the rear-facing camera and vice versa. So if we tap on that, you'll see it's switched over, and now you can see me and my camera. And if you want to take a selfie, you can do so as well. And a lot of these features at the bottom here, you can still go through the square and you can take video from it and everything like that. So it's very similar to the rear-facing camera. It's just not going to be as good quality, and some of the features won't be available. Now let's go through actually taking a photo with the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. Now you want to hold the iPhone with the volume buttons facing downwards, and basically all you would do to take a photo is hold the camera in the direction you want to take the photo, tap to focus on the item or person you want to focus on, and then just tap the button right here and it'll take the photo for you. You can then view the photo at the bottom left here, and if you open that up, it'll give you a view of the photo and you can edit it and go through all the different settings within the Photos app. The process of taking a photo with the square section here is exactly the same as it would be with the photo section, except now you would most likely take it in this format rather than in the landscape mode. This is because it is a square photo and a lot of people will use this for Instagram. So again, just tap to focus and then take your picture. Now, while taking a photo in both square and photo mode, you'll notice we have a feature at the bottom right. Now, if we tap on that, you'll be able to change the tone of the photo. So you can have it a monotone, which gives it that look. You can change it to a transfer tone here, and this will give it that kind of look. So this is kind of like how Instagram offers you those different tones. While you're editing your photo, you'll be able to actually take the photo and see how it'll look with the tone before you actually take the picture. Another quick tip and feature within the camera app is the zooming ability. So before you take your photo, if for any reason you want to zoom in so you can get a closer look, all you'd have to do is pinch to zoom, very much like you would in Safari or in a Maps app, and it's a good feature. And you also notice we get a bar down here, so once you begin pinching to zoom, you can actually use this bar if you prefer that over the pinch to zoom. Moving on to the video section now, you'll notice it's very much the same as the photo section. You have your record button at the bottom here, you've got your front facing camera option, and then you also have your flash option, except now it's not going to be a flash. If you turn it on, it's going to actually set the light to on, so your flash is going to be on throughout the whole video, and this is great if you're in a dark area or if you need a little bit extra light. Now, when taking a video, it's always important to make sure that you're holding the camera in landscape mode, because if you hold it like this, the video is going to be a vertical rectangle. It's not going to show up very well, and you're going to lose a lot of real estate while you're taking your video. So just hold the camera as it's shown right here, and to take the video, you just go ahead and tap on the video button, and it'll begin recording. And something that's nice is you do have a pinch to zoom while recording, so if you want to change the zooming angles, you can just pinch to zoom as you would like in a Maps app or if you're on Safari. Moving over to the slow motion camera, this is basically going to take a video either at 240 frames per second, as you can see down at the bottom right, and if we tap on that, we can set it to 120 frames per second, so you can choose between the two, and that'll basically take the video and it'll give it a slow motion look when you've completed. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick video here and show you how it'll change it and make it a slow motion video. So I've turned that on, I'm going like this. And I'm actually taking this at 240 frames per second. We'll hit stop, and if we want to view the video here, we'll go ahead and view it, and it's going to turn it into a slow motion video. There you go. So it's begun slowing it down, and this looks really cool, especially if you're doing action shots like sporting events or jumping or biking. You can really take advantage of that slow motion feature. And you can actually edit where it does these slow motion features above here, so you can kind of move the slow motion just to a specific section, and that's basically part of an editing feature here. So I'll actually show you guys how to edit it in another video, but it's pretty simple to edit these, and they look really cool if you take them in the right setting. Moving over to the far left, we have time lapse. Now this is actually a really cool feature that was added in, and what it allows you to do is sort of take a long video and it'll speed it up and give you that kind of time lapse look. Now unfortunately, to take this and show you on camera, it's not the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to show you right here my time lapse that I did while I was driving. It turned about a 10-minute drive into about 34 seconds here, so we'll go ahead and take a look, and you can see how it sort of speeds things up. So it's going through all over where I was driving and really speeding it up nicely. And if you've watched movies where it kind of goes from day to night and then back to day very quickly, that's sort of like what a time lapse is. So you would leave your camera, and then if you were looking at the clouds, they would go by super fast when you completed it. So this is a 15-minute drive, and it turned it into about 34 seconds. Now if we move all the way to the far right, we have the pano section, which is our panoramic photo, and what we're going to do is take a panoramic photo of all these things on my desk. And what you want to do is try to align this arrow and keep it in that yellow line as best as you can. Now this is quite hard if you've never done it before, but if you've done it a few times, it does get easier. So what you do is just simply start on the position you want to start at, hit the little record button at the bottom here, and then start moving it over slowly, trying to keep it as straight as possible in that yellow line. The better you keep it in that yellow line, the better your photo is going to look. Once you're done, hit stop. And then you can take a look at the photo itself, and you can see I was a little bit off, and it did turn that section like that, and you can see I kind of shook there. But this is really cool when you're taking like sunset scenes, or if you're just looking out outside and you've got a lot of different things you want to include in the photo, and just like a normal photo, you can edit it. Now within the video section here, you're able to take video at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, the setting isn't available in the camera app itself. You would have to go out, open up your settings application, scroll down to where it says photos and camera, and then from this section here, if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll be able to see the section it says record video at 60 frames per second. So if we turn that on and we go back to our camera app, once again, you'll notice that we are now taking video at 60 frames per second. Also, moving back to the settings application and in the photos and camera section, we have a few different settings that you can play around with if you want to. You can upload burst mode photos. Mainly the ones I use is the grid, because that'll give you somewhat of a grid while you're taking your photo. So if we go to the photo section here, you'll see we have a grid on screen now. So it'll help you align things and keep them straight. I like to use the grid, a lot of people don't, and that's why I guess there is a setting to turn it on and off. Going back, you can set it to keep a normal photo. That means whenever you take an HDR photo, it's going to keep the normal photo as well as the HDR version, so you can see the difference for yourself. You've got different slideshow features here, so when you're looking at your photo, you can have it shuffle, repeat, all these things. And these are things that are all personal preferences to yourself, but they need to be looked at, especially if you're trying to figure out how to get these 60 frames per second or the grid. So keep that in mind if you're interested in those things. Lastly, whenever you want to access your photos from the camera app, you would just tap the photo there. You have all the different features that you can do or use with the photo. So you have your share options here, which will allow you to send it through messages, assign to a contact, use as a wallpaper, all those kinds of things that you can do. You also have your edit features here, which I'll go through in a separate video on how to edit it with all these different features. So you can go through all of those. You can do the auto edit feature up top. And then you have a heart button here, and this is basically just giving it like a like. So if you really like the photo, you can tap the heart. And then you've got the delete button here, so if you tap on that, you don't like the photo, you can tap delete and it'll go ahead and delete that for you. Up top, you can access all your photos, and when you're completed with everything, you can hit done and it'll return to the camera app. So that's pretty much how you use the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus camera. If you have an iPhone 6 Plus, one thing to keep in mind is that you're going to have optical image stabilization, which should improve your video quality when you're moving around and doing things like that. It'll be a little bit better for you, and you'll probably enjoy better quality of video. So keep that in mind. If you guys have any questions about the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus camera, let me know in the comment box down below, and I'll definitely help you out. This was really fun to do, and I'm really enjoying the iPhone 6 camera for myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one, and I will see you in the next one.